Hey, you guys. Welcome to another episode of Vet Green Think and Grow podcast. Thank you, everyone who continues to pour into me, who gives me words of encouragement, who tells me that this is where I'm supposed to be, who tells me that something I've said or something that you've seen in the podcast, you've heard on the podcast or in the videos have helped you. You guys, that is a word from God. When you guys pour into me, that is just a word from God, letting me know that I am doing what I'm supposed to be doing, letting me know that although I did not become the teacher that I wanted to be as a young girl, that I am using my platform for the better good and to help and teach someone, because this is a process. This is a journey, you guys. And if I can pour into you, then I am doing God's work. So first, I just want to get into some church announcements. You guys, check out the necklace. Check out the necklace. Yes, it is another paparazzi find. And you know what, you guys, sometimes I feel like these videos don't do this jewelry any justice. But if you guys can see how pretty this is, I got this from my girl Tyra. She is a paparazzi consultant. You guys, if you have been with me on this journey, you know that there are 3 paparazzi consultants that I get my jewelry from, and Tara happens to be one of them. You guys can find her on Facebook at Love Me Jewelry. She goes live. I believe she goes live every day. Usually in the evening, because she is a working mama. She's a working mama. She's a mama. She's a wife. So she wears many hats. On top of that, she finds some time to, do her side hustle with the paparazzi jewelry. And one of the things that I love about paparazzi jewelry, you guys, is that it is not really expensive. Listen, if you go to McDonald's and get anything on their menu, 1 through 9 or whatever, you can afford some paparazzi jewelry. You hear me? You can afford paparazzi jewelry, and it's going to last a lot longer than that McDonald's meal that you bought for $9.99. You So go ahead and check out Tyra on Facebook, Love Me Jewelry. I'm going to put her card up here so you guys can see it. It may be a little bit backwards, but that is Tyra. Make sure you check her out. I was talking to my bestie Nia the other day because she had posted some items on her page. You can find her, Nia Johnson, or on Instagram at I am his wifey 45. One of my favorite pair of earrings that I wear almost every day. If you guys have watched any of my videos, you'll see these hoop earrings, these big hoop earrings, but they're really thick, that I wear almost every day. I'm like, listen, bestie, these are like my favorite pair of earrings, and they haven't turned yet, and I wear them almost every day. So I'm gonna need a couple more pair of those, so put them in my bag. I love getting the pink bags from Paparazzi Jewelry. So she's like, I got you, bestie, I got you. So yeah, I had to re-up on those earrings because I love them. They aren't real heavy. They're big and chunky, just like I like them. They're gold plated. They haven't turned yet, and listen, out of the 7 days of the week, if I don't wear them at least 4 days out of the 7, you hear what I say? So make sure you check out those queens. Those are the paparazzi consultants, as well as my cousin Charbling Boutique. Check her out as well. I like that if you go on their website, you'll see, similar things, but when they go live and when they're showing these things, I can go on each of their page and I'll see something different, which is what I love. So those are the church announcements about the paparazzi jewelry. And no, this is not sponsored. I am not getting paid. I am just trying to make sure that these queens are supported, because I believe in supporting Black businesses, and I believe even more in supporting women-owned businesses, women-owned minority businesses. So that's a good segue into Green Ties Chocolate. Make sure, Green Ties Chocolate, you check out her Etsy page. This chocolate is so delicious. It's so delicious, and Christmas is coming. There may be some specials, so make sure you keep an eye out on her Facebook, her Instagram, and check out her Etsy page. You will not be disappointed. Like I told you guys before, my favorite is the Ruby Red Kisses, and I may be saying it wrong. I always say it. She's like, you always say it wrong, but you'll know which one I'm talking about because it's the Ruby Red Pinkish bar with the dry strawberries on top. Talk about delicious. Talk about delicious, and I am not the fruit and chocolate person. You won't be disappointed. Check her out. Check her out. All right, you guys, so that's enough for the announcements. Let's get into it. So this week, let me backtrack. So a couple of weeks ago, I had went into this diet from social media. I was overwhelmed, just overwhelmed with everything that was going on. It was just too much. It was too much, and your girl was absorbing it all. It was like, oh my God, sleep deprivation at a high. It was just too much. You know, the president of the free world was just driving me batty. So I had went into a social media diet, just a phone diet. That's what it was. I had went into putting my phone away. You know, every waking moment I was picking up my phone. Wake up, pick up my phone. You know, even though I was watching motivational things, it was just too much of everyone. I was just absorbing it. So I decided to go on a diet from picking up my phone as much, and it really, really helped me. So if you guys are feeling overwhelmed by the information that's being fed to you, because in this century that we're in, it's not like 20 years ago where you had to pick up a newspaper to find out what was going on, or you had to watch the 6 o'clock news, the evening news. Growing up in my household, it was the morning news and it was the evening news. That's what my mom and my stepfather watched, and that's how we got our information. Now you can go anywhere to get some information. So if you are lacking in information, or you don't know what's going on in the world, all you got to do is pick up your phone, turn on the television, go on the internet. I mean, you get your information everywhere. So there's no outlet that's out there that's not going to give you some type of information. With that information comes opinions. So I had to let go of all of that and make sure that what I was getting was aligned with what God is trying to do in my life. And I wasn't feeling like that. I was feeling apart from what God was doing in my life, trying to do in my life. I was feeling detached. And I didn't like that feeling, because for me, I don't get peace when I'm not aligned with what God is trying to do in my life. There's no peace in there. So listen, I'm not, full transparency, I tell you guys all the time, I'm keeping it real up in this neighborhood. I'm keeping it real. I blocked. I let go. I'm like, you know what? You are not serving me. This is not from God. I was not. If I didn't feel it deep in my soul that it was coming from God, I let it go. No questions asked. Unapologetically, I let it go. Okay? You hear what I say? Let it go. Because God has a purpose on my life. God has a purpose on your life. And sometimes there's distractions that's keeping you from that purpose. Okay? You think that it's all love, and it's not really all love. That's a distraction. A distraction. I was reading in the Bible today, and I was like, oh, look at that's 5 Ds. This is what Satan, the enemy, will try and throw at you. Distractions. Don't let them. Don't let them, because there's a purpose on your life. You woke up this morning. There's a purpose on your life. Trust and believe. God didn't make no mistake this morning when he woke you up. God didn't make no mistake. Don't let the distractions deter you. Don't let them. There was a lot of distractions in my life that I had to just get rid of unapologetically. I'm not picking up the phone saying, well, this is what's going on in my life. I don't want to be bothered anymore. No. Picked up the phone, block. I don't need to talk to you anymore. You are not feeding my soul. You're taking away from the plan that God has in my life. How often do you sit in that quiet moment? I was finding that less and less I was sitting in those quiet moments. I'm challenging myself more and more in these days to sit in those quiet moments. It's so easy to get distracted by the television. It's so easy to get distracted by the telephone. It's so easy. And we miss the opportunity that God is trying to present us because we are distracted. So this week, last week, the thing that kept popping in my head as I'm fighting the temptation to pick up my phone, as I'm fighting the temptation to turn on the television, as I'm fighting these temptations, obey. Obey. That kept popping over and over in my head. Obey. So I picked up the Bible. I had gotten this learning study Bible because I'm going along with what God is trying to do in my life, and He told me a while ago, if you watch the video, I believe it was a video, I may have said it on the podcast, that God told me that I am supposed to be, saying His word, saying what God is doing in my life, just giving you guys the peacefulness that I found in the Lord. That He told me that a long time ago. I don't want to use the P word, because listen, God, I am God's child, and I'm still walking in that right now. So, God, I done got off topic. Anywho, obey is what was on that was what kept coming to me in my quiet moments last week. So I had picked up my Bible and I looked up Obey, the Bible that I had got. It's a study Bible, and there's different passages in the Bible about obey. But I had actually in my Bible, I'm a girly girl. So one of the passages that I had bookmarked for myself to read was Deuteronomy. And Deuteronomy 28, he talks about the blessings for obedience. They talk about the blessings for obedience. And in my bookmark, 28:13 that I had, and I probably was listening to Bishop T.D. Jakes, and that's what brought me to the Deuteronomy chapter. And I had bookmarked 28:13 to read. And in my bookmark, I had put in here that I am the head and not the tail. I am the head and not the tail. I am not the tail. I don't want to be behind. I don't want to be the behind of what God is trying to do in my life. And I don't want you to be the behind of what God is trying to do in your life. Remove the distractions. Remove the distractions. That's what I constantly tell myself, that and God, more of you and less of me. Remove the distractions. And no, it's not easy. It's not easy to remove the distractions because some of those distractions may come from the people that you love. Some of those distractions may come in your workplace. Some of those distractions may come from, everyday life. You never know what those distractions are, but I guarantee that it's a distraction, because you could be doing something in your quiet moment, or you can be doing something that feels really, really good and it feels like it's part of your purpose, but then you'll hear a ding. That's your phone. I hear it all the time. Ding. Or email, or maybe you have young children and they'll come running in the room, and although you have to take care of them, you have to also separate out the distractions. So I challenge you this week to give yourself 5 to 10 minutes to not be distracted, to not have your phone in your hand as if it's a part of your body, to not allow anything other than you and God to be in a moment and see what you get out of that moment. 5 to 10 minutes, that's it. It's not something that is going to come overnight. It's not easy. It's something that I am still working on myself. Oh, my allergies, you guys, you have to forgive me. No, it's not the Rona. You know how people can get, oh, she got the Rona. No, it's not the Rona. I walked my dog, and as soon as I hit outside, my nose gets to running and all of that. I always tell me I really need to take my allergy medicine as soon as I wake up in the morning, but um, anyways, like I was saying, the challenge for this week, you guys, and I hope that you guys join this challenge with me, is just to sit in quiet time. Don't pick up your phone. Don't turn on the television. Don't turn on any music. Just sit in a quiet moment, 5 to 10 minutes, and just listen. Just listen to what your heart and mind and God is trying to tell you. Just listen. Just listen. The challenge usually is most people I know can't sit 2 minutes in quiet, because in that quiet, there's some clarity. And there's also some things that you have not been willing to uncover because it hurts. It hurts. It hurts to look at our lives and see what it is currently. So it right now I am doing what I need to do to obey the commands of what Christ is trying to do in my life. I am going to walk this walk, and it means that I am going to have to cut off some areas of my life that I've been holding on to. But I want to walk this walk with Christ because it is really, 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 you guys, I feel so much peace. I can't even explain it. I can only tell you how I got here. I can't explain that feeling. Unless you know that feeling personally, you won't understand it. But what I can do is tell you guys how I got here and tell you guys the steps that I am doing in my life to keep me there. Now, that's not to say that some days you won't falter. We are human, and God understands that. But there's going to be more days where you are in that closeness with God, that same closeness that we had before those things happened to us. As a child, we were so innocent, and all we knew was God. Even though we couldn't put a name to it, we knew that closeness. We knew that closeness with the questions that we asked. We just wanted to know about the world. We knew that closeness with God as a baby. If you've had children or if you've been around babies, you see them always just looking up in the nothingness and just laughing and smiling. That's that same closeness that we want to get back to, that innocence of knowing who God is and what he wants to do in our lives. We can still have that. There's things that happen to us as we matured that took us away from the true meaning of what God is. So we have this disbelief and we have that doubt. And that's what the devil, the enemy, wants to keep. That's where he wants to keep us. He wants to keep us with that doubt. He wants to keep us with that disbelief. He wants to keep us, in the delay of doing what we need to do to propel our life forward. He wants to keep us there. Because in his eyes, he's winning when he keeps us there. But I'm here to declare a victory and say that God always is going to have the last say. God is always going to have the last say of what he can do in our life. And if I can do my part and lead more people back to the presence of the Lord, I'm here to snatch souls, you guys. I'm here to snatch souls and put those souls back at the foot of God. That's what I'm here for. That's what this podcast is for. That's what these videos are for. Snatching souls. I'm snatching them back from the enemy and placing them at the feet The feet of Christ, the feet of the Lord, whatever you want to call it. That's what this podcast and my platform is going to be about from here on out. And I am doing what I need to do within myself so that you can come along on this journey, because God placed us all here for a reason with a purpose. And if we can all find our purpose, you guys, can you imagine? Can you imagine? Just close your eyes for a moment and imagine what the world would look like if there was no more hurt, if there was no more pain, if everyone was able to overcome all the things that we go through, all the things that we grow through, as the great Les Brown says. Can you imagine what that would look like? Come on and help me snatch these souls. Help me snatch these souls back. Because the enemy's not going to win. Not up in these parts, not up in this neighborhood. You can try it. You can try it. Okay? I know who I serve. I know who I serve. Okay? He snatched my soul right up from the doggone enemy and brought me back to life. And he will do the same for you. If you are watching this video right now, don't turn it off. Stay with me. Stay with me, because it is for a reason. I say it all the time. Don't cut me off. You don't have to like it. You don't have to like it at all. I just need you to listen. You don't have to share it. I just need you to listen, because this is a profound message from the Lord. More of you and less of me is my all-time prayer, you guys. You listen, I talk to the Lord all the time. You guys may think, oh, this girl didn't lost her rock. No, I did not. No, I did not. I found peace, and I'm trying to share what I found with you. That's all. That's all. This is all love. This is all love. I promise you, it's all love. I'm trying to stay in the promised land, because that's what God said, where I can be. I want to bring you in the promised land with me, because there's peace in there. All those arguments and stuff that you may be getting into with your friends and family right now, or your loved ones. Listen, those arguments will be like the wind, gone with the wind. That anger that you may be feeling right now about something that happened in your life or against someone, that anger will dissipate. It will, because you'll find clarity, and before you will be less quick to anger and more quick to say, you know what? Okay, you'll meet them where they are. And they won't have that power over you anymore. They won't have that power to dictate the rest of your day. You know what I'm talking about. You know exactly what I'm talking about. It's early in the morning, somebody gets you mad, they cut you off at the light or something like that. You know what I'm talking about. You know how it is when somebody angers you. Ruins your whole day. Now you can't even come back from that, and now you're walking around face all frowned up like that. Just mad. Just mad. No. In this neighborhood, I will help guide you towards not letting people have power over you, power to dictate your day, to dictate your life. I'm trying to let go and let God. I'm trying to teach you to let go and let God. That's it. That is it, you guys. That's it. All right? So if you want to join this journey, come on, come on. The doors are open in this neighborhood. Come on in, come on in. No judgment. No judgment, just learning and loving on each other, providing support to each other. That's all, because that's what God wants. That's what we are all made in the image of God. Every last one of us. We all have that power that God has within us. It's called creativity, you guys. We all have that. God created the heaven and the earth. If we are of God, we can create the same thing, you guys. We can create. Trust and believe. Your purpose is to create something, not just kids. I know, listen, my dad had a whole bunch of kids, you know. He couldn't find his purpose. because he was so filled with rage and anger. He couldn't find his purpose. So it's my goal to help you find your purpose. And it first must begin with peace. Trust me here, you guys. You can't find your purpose if you're filled with rage. You can't find your purpose if you're filled with anger. You can't find your purpose if you're hating on people and you're full of judgment. You can't find your purpose. All of those things are blocking your purpose. Trust me on this. Trust me on this. You see the smile? You see this smile? This God smile. You see the smile? This is all because of God. It's peace. That inner peace is phenomenal. I can't even explain it. Like, I really can't even explain it. It just feels good. It just feels really, really good. I don't know, you guys. I know for some people it's going to go over their head. Some people are going to be looking and be like, I ain't listening to what Vic got to say. What, she can't teach me nothing. That's all right. It's not for you, boo. It's not for you, and that's okay. You will get there. I may not be it for you, but I'm it for somebody. And that somebody is listening right now and taking heed. You best believe that. You best believe that. It's not for everybody. I know that. I know that God is slowly threading, like the beautiful threads in this Bible. Yeah, that's what God is doing in everybody's life that I'm touching, and everybody's life that's touching me. God is threading us together. Trust and believe. I trust God to do some fabulous things in our lives. You with me? You with me or nah? I'm feeling goofy today. See, that's what peace brings you. That's what peace brings you. You'll be able to smile and laugh. That's what peace brings you. So, all right, you guys, I am going to be reading Deuteronomy this week. I'll report back on it. I actually had started reading it. I'll report back, let you know what I found out. But I know one thing's for sure and two for certain. I am the head. You are the head. You are the head. Say it with me. I am the head and not the tail. Trust and believe. Thank you, guys. Have a wonderful week, you guys. I love ya.